First oil tanker arrives in Syria as Russia appears to build a supply chain. This is from the Maritime Exclusive and it was published on the 21st of March 2025. The Syrian government's news outlets are hailing the arrival of the first crude oil tanker into the country since the fall of the regime in December of 2024. It brings mounting evidence that points to Russia building a supply chain to alleviate Syria's ongoing energy crisis. In a post online, Syria reports the arrival on Thursday night, the 20th of March, of the tanker Aquarius, 106,000 DWT, carrying nearly 100 million tons of crude oil. The report said the tanker would begin offloading, marking the first shipment to reach the country since its liberation. Media reports said it is critical fuel to be used for electric power generation. The new government has been desperate to build fuel supplies to address the lack of domestic production and the suspension of imports. The Financial Times has reported that Syria was getting as much as 100,000 barrels a day from Iran before the fall of the Assad regime. Iran reportedly was supplying approximately 90% of Syria's crude oil, but cut it off when Assad fled the country. The tanker is registered in Barbados, but databases list the management in Azerbaijan and ownership in the Seychelles. The tanker was added to the US sanctions list in January of 2025, and the European Union followed with its listing of the tanker in February. While it is the first reported crude oil tanker to arrive, according to tankertracker.com, it is not the last. They reported online earlier this week that they are tracking another tanker, Sabina, 158,000 DWT, registered in the Barbados but owned and managed from Hong Kong. Tankertracker.com says it is transporting 1 million barrels of Russian crude oil to Syria, where it is due to arrive in early April. Reuters is also reporting that a crude oil tanker named Sakina, 157,000 DWT, also registered in Barbados with management and ownership in Hong Kong, is headed towards Syria. It is also on the US sanctions list. It is believed that Russia has made a deal to supply oil products in exchange for maintaining its military presence in Syria. The Syrian Arab News Agency announced the first arrival of badly needed gas supplies into the country last week. It highlighted 2 gas tankers arriving around March the 12th. Reports said another gas carrier was also bound for Syria. I'm not sure how to feel about this because we're always told Russia bad, Russian oil bad, Syria bad. It's all bad. But there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in Syria that desperately need oil. They need electricity. They need basic human necessities. So this should be considered humanitarian, in my opinion. The average everyday people that did not ask for any of this nonsense, they need electricity. Just think about it if it was you. So I don't see this as a bad thing, but it just fuels the Russian economy, the Russian government. So there's good and bad to everything, I guess. But it's nice that the people of Syria is finally going to be able to turn the lights on after how many months. Have electricity. Something that we all take for granted, but it's very, very important in modern day life. Basic human needs need to be covered sometime too. Need to be considered at least. That's just my opinion on the situation. It looks like Russia will always find somebody to buy their gas and their oil. This time it's Syria, but they desperately need it. Alright guys, there it is. As always, thanks for watching. If you're new here and you like these kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you on the next one.